Hi, this is J.R. Ward.
And Jessica Andersen.
And we're here at the RT convention in Columbus, and we both have books out.
We do. Came out this month in April is Demon Keepers. This is my Nerds That Roared book about Jade and Lucius and their quest to unlock the library and save the world from the 2012 Doomsday.
Great book, totally. And I have Lover Mine out actually 2 days ago. Now's your cue to say it's a great book. Come on, plug it. Okay.
Well, I'm sure it's lovely now.
Yeah, right. We're critique partners, so there's not a lot of me she hasn't seen. TMI, but I'm just being honest here. And you know, she and I are the Mutt and Jeff routine of the critique partnering. I mean, visually speaking, you can tell we're a little different.
Well, and I think just in the reason that we work as critique partners is because...
Is this light okay on me? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Where's the dirt?
Yeah.
I think the reason we work so well together is because we are totally different. Not just as people, but as writers. We both write big, intricate paranormal series, but we approach the process very differently, and the stories come out of us very differently. That I'm really, really plot-driven, and she's really, really character-driven and fabulous at the characters, so we are able to make comments on each other's work, but also say, and it's okay if you don't use that comment because I know we're very different writers.
Right, but Doc Jess is always right, so I always take her advice. She's also smarter than I am. But I think that it's one of the things that we try and tell writers who are either starting out in this business or trying to find a good critique partner or whatever, is that what works for one person may not work for another, and there is no one right answer. And I think she and I prove this because, you know, I'm heavily into the outline thing. She outlines but also writes as discovery. I mean, you'll go through your process is totally different from mine.
Yeah, very different processes. I'm trying to improve my process to the point that I don't have to throw out 100,000 words for every 100,000 words.
Which, as her critique partner, makes me have heart palpitations because she usually does that, like, I don't know, 6 weeks before deadline. Scares the pants out of me.
So I'm sort of one of those, you know, I kind of have a roadmap, but I'm flying into the fog, so I can see a chapter or two ahead of me, but I don't always know what's going on. I like being surprised. I don't like being bored, so I sometimes will get to a point that I've written to and jettison it because I'm already tired of it. So and I know that just makes her twitch.
Oh my God, it totally. Because I'm like, what happens if there's nothing there? I mean, but everything. Well, that's why she's smarter than I am. You see, I have to outline everything, literally, almost chapter by chapter by chapter. And before I start drafting a single word, I've got to know exactly where I am, where I'm going, what's happening. Mm-hmm. But I think that it's really interesting because then again, it's our processes. The work product is still really good in both cases. Yep. You know, in my humble opinion.
I like to think so.
Yeah, and so we were just really. You know, the big message for she and I is that, you know, it works, whatever works for you, whatever's right for you is the right thing to do.
But that doesn't mean it's always going to be easy to hear.
True,
you know, we
true.
actually recently exchanged manuscripts,
True.
And each of us had material comments on the other person's work. And in my case, I had to go back and rewrite large chunks of a manuscript because, you know what, she was absolutely right. She was dinging me on focusing on plot, not character.
Yeah.
And just showing me places where I needed to bring out the reader experience and my character's experience better. And she was absolutely right, but it wasn't always an easy conversation. So
see, I actually find the conversations very easy with you because you're just spot on. You were always right. And the instant you say to me, listen, idiot, look what you've done, you frickin' twit. And usually for me, I'm so focused on the characters and like where I'm going over time in the book that my beginnings get sort of like front loaded with all these scenes that appear to not really tie together until you get to the end. And her point is you have to give the reader, here's your heroine, here's your hero, and give them a pathway so that they can absorb the other stuff over time but not feel burdened down or that it's a laborious process. And that's what's so great about you.
Well, and I think that, you know, that's the way we each read.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's right.
I'm reading your stuff and I want to, I'm a romance reader. I love great romances. I love the happily ever after. I love knowing where the main storyline is.
Which I still think is so weird given your personality because you're like so like rational and you're so, and I just like this happily ever after thing with you. Not that, I mean, it's very important for romances, obviously. But I mean, like, seriously, I expect you to like, yeah, I'd expect you to look like me. See?
Not so much.
There you go.